Finally, City win at home, and he's Gary Caldwell's man. He's better than Zidane. It's Big Kev McDonald.
That's nice. Hello, welcome to the Big Bang Theory podcast. My name's John. I'm here, my friend and colleague Dan.
Hello.
Is he better than Zidane?
Yeah, I'd say so.
In his pomp?
Better than peak Zidane, yeah. Widow's peak Zidane.
And he's got one less kidney than Zidane, and yet he's twice the man.
Yeah, maybe that could be worked into a chant.
One less kidney.
He's only got one kidney.
Yeah.
His brother's got the other one.
Is that right? Was it his brother that got it?
No, other way around. He's got one of his brothers.
So he's got no kidneys. He had no functioning kidneys, and his brother gave him one.
Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go then.
Fair play, Kev. Fair play, Kev's brother.
Yeah, well, if kidneys affect your footballing ability in any way,
yeah,
let's sign his brother too, because he is magnificent.
Hi there, Gary. You've signed Bill McDonald on a free transfer. He's got no footballing experience. What made you bring him in? Oh, well, he's got a lovely right kidney.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Fair enough. City, 2-0 winners against Cambridge United.
Yes.
At St James Park. First win there in some time.
Yeah.
First win in a while.
Really good to get a win at last.
A good tonic.
Yeah.
As they say.
Yeah. A great elixir.
Yeah. I don't know what the other words are for those kind of things.
It was like sitting down by Mill on the X and having a lovely ice cold cloudy lemonade on a summer's day.
Oh, that does sound nice.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
One problem with the Mill on the X.
Flooding.
Two problems.
Yeah.
The other one, a lot of little flies around down by the river there.
Yeah.
What are they, river flies, whatever they are? That's not a thing, but, you know, gnats.
Gnats.
Going in your pint.
Yeah. If you sit on the other side of the river, no gnats.
Really?
Believe so.
How strange.
It's curious,
isn't it? Trees, maybe.
Maybe.
Do they live in trees, gnats?
I do not know. Hey, well, we're so jolly, as you can tell, listeners. After last week's misery, sorry about that. Someone picked me up on the street about it.
Did they?
Miserable this week. I said, what do you mean? No, I'm not even on the pod.
Well, you know, it was, wasn't it? A miserable time, and this is a happy time.
That's football for you, lads.
Yeah.
Change you.
It's, you know, this is an emotional response, this podcast, really, you know, isn't it? Like, we're not really we're not kind of detached from it in any kind of, in any way, really.
No, we wear our hearts on our sleeves.
Yeah.
So it was 2-0, and it was fairly straightforward, wasn't it, really?
Yes, it was. Cambridge are terrible. A bad team. They're going to go down, I'd say, if they're going to play like that all season.
Well, they should have been thinking, if they're not picking up points against us at home when we're, you know, that doesn't look good for them, does it?
No.
I know we played well, and it was good response in that, but...
Yeah, but they offered nothing. Nothing. So, Gary Caldwell did an interview in the midweek.
Yes.
And obviously it filtered through the kind of ether.
Yes.
That people were unhappy about players being played in the wrong positions. And he was asked, what's his best 11?
Yeah.
And he said, I haven't really got a best 11. It's all about kind of fluid, kind of like this person comes in and like I'm going to play people in the wrong place.
Yeah.
Whatnot. And then he did that classic thing of going like, no, you're wrong, but I'm going to do exactly what you said. Sort of getting it out on a technicality, really. So he played everyone in their normal positions.
Yeah, so...
Who knew that would yield such a rich harvest?
So imagine if your name was Rich Harvest.
I don't think it's a phrase that's ever been used, actually, but farmers don't say that, do they? How's it going, Pete? Oh, great. I had a really rich harvest this year.
They might say that.
What do
they say? A fulsome harvest.
They just grunt.
Farmers just grunt.
Yeah.
Talking of grunting farmers, Hartridge was in the back three. So it was Hartridge, Aimson and Sweeney.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Then it was
Key, right wing back.
Key and the right wing back.
Dimitri Mitchell, left wing back.
Yeah.
What you got there is a right-footed right wing back and a left-footed left wing back.
Yeah, you got a bit of
Nice.
pace, staying on the sides.
Nice. Centre mid, Collins, the furthest forward of the three, I'd say. Harry Kite and super Kevin McDonald.
Yeah.
And then
Stone Cold McDonald.
Nombe and Stano up front.
Yeah. So the 3-5-2, as we've come to know and love and not been seeing recently. So, yeah, great.
I think we have seen it a bit.
No, we have
sort
seen
of
it a
like
bit, that's true. We've just seen people in
weird
strange bits of
people,
it.
yeah.
And City had a couple of chances before they went ahead with the old rarity, an Archie Collins header.
I think it might be the first time it's ever happened.
Yeah.
Archie Collins. I don't know that for sure, but
It's not a regular thing.
I'll tell you what else was that was a absolute one of the things as an Exeter fan over the last sort of however long that you've loved to see is the special move Piers Sweeney whipped cross from deep.
Yeah.
I've said it before in this podcast, and go back and check if you don't believe me. But that
Don't doubt us.
But that is a valid reason for having Sweeney in the team.
Absolutely, it
I know
is.
he's always in the team, but you know what I mean. Like, he's so good at those, and it's such a weapon because it's already there's times like that, like it was on Saturday, where he just gets to give him the ball, and he's got so much time that you can just, whip one across to the back post.
Yeah.
Such a good cross. Even Archie Collins could get on the end of it.
Yeah, so that was 18 minutes, 1-0 up.
Yeah.
And you felt, well, the pressure was off then, wasn't it, really? The old not scoring much thing. You felt like, okay,
Definitely, yeah.
box ticked.
Yeah, there was more chances in the first half. Collins had another shot, which which the keeper saved, I think, but it rebounded out to Nombe, who just couldn't quite get any power on the header. We weren't all over them like they just weren't doing anything.
Yeah.
We weren't. It wasn't chance after chance, and I actually thought Kite less so, but Kite and Collins were a little static in the first half, quite moving around enough trying to find space in the first half. And a couple of times when Collins does get it, and like I said, he's the furthest forward, I don't think he's quite got that thing of the first thing he thinks to do is look up and see, is Nombe or Stano making a run in behind?
Yeah.
It's not his first instinct to do that. And there was a time when that was happening, and he just didn't even put his head in that direction and played it out to Josh Key out on the right, which is kind of like he's more like, because I don't think he's kind of naturally a creator. I think he looks to kind of do the things that he's been, told to do, which is kind of like move the ball to the wide positions and stuff. It's the first kind of thing he does, but that did improve in the second half. Also, I think you've got Stansfield. When you haven't got players doing that for you, and no, fair enough, sometimes there isn't the space in behind, but like he has to come and get it. I don't think that's really, at this stage, not really his game, isn't getting the ball into feet with his back to goal. Stansfield.
No.
And so it just ended up kind of getting that when that did happen, he just knock it back, and then, the old knock back and through kind of thing in theory could work, but we didn't really get much joy out of that either. But yeah, half time it was, it was good.
Stansfield, of course, did have the ball in the net.
He did. And
no one's quite sure why it wasn't allowed.
Utterly mad, and the ref's right there too. I can't understand it at all.
So Mitchell gets the ball into the box and gets cleared out.
Yeah. So he's therefore on the floor.
Yes.
And then one of their players trips over him while he's on the floor after he's been fouled.
Was it the same player that fouled him then falls over him? It might have been.
It might have been, or someone else. And then Stansfield puts the ball in the net, and it's not given because someone fell over Mitchell.
Yeah, so it's neither. We neither get the penalty, which we had a fair shout towards.
Yeah, I'd say the two fairer outcomes are a goal or a penalty to us.
No.
Anyway.
We went for option 3, free kick to the defence.
Yeah.
So that would have been a Stansfield goal. That would have been 2-0. It was only 1-0 at half time, but that's a goal and a disallowed goal for no particular reason. So we're looking quite good.
Yeah, we're not looking completely imperious, but we are ahead, and Cambridge looked awful.
Second half,
but like I said as well with McDonald, it was displayed under start in the second half. He's completely controlling the midfield, and he doesn't break a sweat. I mean, he doesn't run, so I don't know how he would break a sweat. He doesn't run. At one point he ran, and it didn't look right.
He doesn't need to run, clearly.
No, that's exactly it. It's
Yeah.
not a criticism.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to. He knows where to be,
Yeah.
and he's an absolutely class player.
Well, that's interesting, isn't it? Because we looked at the numbers when he arrived, 35. I think he's 35, isn't he? 34?
He's 34.
And you think, okay, well, we'll get him to the end of the season, and that'll be that. But actually, if he's not running, and he's playing in League One, maybe he'll have a few seasons.
Maybe. I read somewhere that quite a lot of other teams were interested in him.
Right.
Argyle being one of them.
Really?
And possibly, was it Sheffield Wednesday or something as well? But obviously Caldwell's convinced him to come here, if that's true, I don't know. But and then I was kind of like, I mean, obviously I knew he was decent. I remember him when he played for Fulham, but I look back and go like, I mean, I kind of like, obviously I'm not watching a huge amount of any other teams over the years, so I didn't really know too much about him. I watched back some of his kind of like YouTube highlight things from when he was at Wolves and Fulham, and it's like, oh yeah, he's like a
very good player,
master.
Yeah.
Like, and it's so useful in there. And I just think as that kind of partnership with Collins and Kite or whoever else is going to be there, like progresses. Obviously, they've only played a few games together. I just think that's going to be. We'll get a lot out of that from having him there, not just from kind of teaching them and stuff, but also from facilitating their games.
So he scored 53 minutes.
Yes.
Edge of the box.
What a goal.
Absolute stunner, really.
It just sort of, it kind of comes out to him. He's inside the box, and then he just stands there and curls one into the top corner. And then he just stands there again. Doesn't even run on his celebration.
What?
In fact, he didn't even move. He just stood stock still. It was a thing of beauty, and it's a goal I'll remember forever, probably.
So that was 2-0. The game's done then, right?
Yeah. Well, then Kevin McDonald nearly scored an even better goal.
Oh, yeah.
From the corner. Bounces out to him. This was his kind of Zidane moment, really. Bounces out to him, hits it on the volley, and it's going, and then it's only a defender headers it right off the line, nearly takes his head off, that keeps it out.
Well, that's lovely stuff.
Yeah.
So McDonald's looking like an excellent addition.
Yeah.
I think Mitchell's looking like he's got something about him.
Yeah, I think in the first half he looked like we looked like he was making quite a lot more happen down the left side than we were getting through the middle from Collins and Kite. Yeah, looks really good and dangerous, and I think we'll see a lot more from him too.
So is Caldwell off the hook?
I
mean, it's hard to say, isn't it? Cambridge didn't offer much at all.
Exactly, yeah.
But we did at least press our advantage, which we hadn't done in other games.
Yeah, I think it's a kind of reprieve, I suppose. We weren't slamming him. We obviously need time. I think we kind of said if we were to lose against Cambridge, who are a poor side at home, then we would start worrying. But we didn't, so we don't need to start worrying particularly. Not right now, anyway.
Well, it changes the direction of travel, which is what we needed, wasn't it?
Yeah, a lot of other results went our way on Saturday as well.
Yeah.
We now need 8 points to get that 50.
Yeah.
The magic
50 that we were all imagining would do it.
Paul Daniels special.
So, yeah, I mean, it's interesting, isn't it? So, it doesn't take much to change. So, we're back to 12th. Most teams now have played 33 around us. We're on 42 points. Just to give you a vague idea, Derby in 6th are on 57. So, we're some distance away from that. And then Accrington, who are top of the relegation zone, are on 31. We're also some distance away from that. Which leaves Cambridge down there with Forest Green and MK Dons. I would not be sorry, one jot, to see Forest Green and MK disappear. Would you?
No, I mean I feel a bit more sorry for Forest Green than I do MK Dons, but at the same time, yeah. See ya.
We'll see. Yeah, but yeah, that's the current picture.
Yeah. Anything else to say on that? Oh, I'll tell you what else was on that match. I think we did tire towards the end of the match, and they'd made 5 subs before we'd made any.
Right.
Cambridge, and I think we could have brought some in a bit earlier just to kind of, and then when we did bring Joe White on, I thought for Collins, I think it was anyway, but he definitely went into that position. He's someone who, he didn't have long,
yeah,
but at times he what he did do is turn on the ball and play a really instinctive, quick ball in behind for Nombe or Stanford. Nombe, I think it was.
Yeah.
And, I know he's someone who we have to use sparingly a bit. He's not quite ready for to be full 90 minutes starting every match kind of thing. But I think we could have brought him in a bit earlier, and that looked like like I said, with him, there's little flashes of where you can see he could be some player, couldn't he?
Yeah, so we didn't bring anyone on till the 84th minute.
Yeah.
Caprice for Mitchell, and then it was Keggs for McDonald and Joe White for Stansfield, and then Archie went off for Jonathan Grounds a couple of minutes later. But yeah, that's, by comparison, like you said, Cambridge had made all their subs before 80 minutes.
Yeah. Anyway, good business.
Good business. 2-0. More about this in a second. Welcome back to the Big Bang Theory podcast. Remember, you can tweet us at Big Bang Pod. We're on Facebook, the Big Bang Theory podcast, and we're on email as well, bigbangpod@gmail.com. If you want to get in touch, please do. Tell us what you're thinking, what you're feeling. I tell you what I'm feeling, Dan.
When was the last time we had an email?
Not that long ago.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, not that
Letting
long
you
ago.
behind the curtain here a bit. We don't get many emails.
No, we did. We got one just the other day.
Okay.
So John Motson died this week, who gave me one of my favourite Exeter City moments when Manchester United came back to St James Park, a story we all know and love. What many of us might have forgotten was Motson and Lawrenson were on commentary. Remember this?
Yeah, I know this.
And so they go over to Motson. Lineker's in the studio or whatever, and he goes over to Motson, and Motson's, camped out in the gantry, where many greats have sat over the years, and Martin Tyler. And then Motson says, "Oh, hello there, Gary. And it's so windy up here. If I blew off, lol, you'd find me in Cornwall." To which Mark Lawrenson says, "Who's to say I'd come looking for you?" Which I've always enjoyed. I often think about that.
Yeah.
When it's windy up there.
Yeah, I like that as well. No longer with us, Mark Lawrenson. I mean, not dead. Motson dead.
Yeah.
Lawrenson not dead, just not on telly anymore.
No, moved off.
Yeah. Not happy about it, is he?
No, he's not happy about it.
I don't imagine John Motson's that happy about being dead.
No, he's a man with a lust for life, wasn't he?
Yeah. And a nice coat.
He did. So that's a shame.
Did he kind of come up with that sheepskin coat look?
The story is, when it was that snowy day at Wickham, he had it, and he wore it when it was particularly bad.
Yeah.
And then, from then on it became iconic because it stood in the snow, and he would wear it more often.
Very similar to, I don't know if you're familiar with the 90s television drama, Jonathan Creek.
Oh, yeah.
Mystery drama. Famous for his iconic duffel coat. That wasn't actually written, bit of trivia, that wasn't actually written in as the part of the character.
No?
That's just what Alan Davies turned up wearing to his audition. And they went,
Is that right?
let's have him in a duffel coat.
Oh, there you go.
Happy accidents.
And that's why I do this podcast wearing a top hat and a monocle.
Yeah, and if that was true, there's no way we'd have done 4 years of this, because I think I could manage about 4 minutes of looking at you in a top hat and monocle. Let's smash the computer to bits.
Note to self: get top hat.
No, I'm only joking. I'd love it.
All right,
I might get you one.
Bring it in. So this week, no evening game, no weekday game, of course, but it's away to Wickham Wanderers.
Yeah.
And as predicted,
rock and roll cowboyless Wickham Wanderers.
Yeah, he's gone. He's ridden
Goodbye.
the great white horse into the sky.
He's ridden off into the sunset.
Into town.
Yeah, he ain't gone far, has he?
He's gone far, gone south to the ranges
Yeah.
of Queen's Park. The Super Hoops.
What's that quote? Something, drink your milk. Something, feed your horse and drink your milk. I don't know what it is.
Paint your wagon. Don't know. That thing.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Shut your mouth and drink your milk. Was that it?
Maybe.
Anyway.
That's what he's done. He's gone.
Yeah, he's saddled up.
10 years he's been there.
Yeah.
And most of those years, he's annoyed me. We really had them a lot, didn't we? When we were League Two.
Yeah, before they kind of went off to achieve all that they have done. Really fair play to them.
Small club.
We'd love to be them, wouldn't we, in a way? I mean, I wouldn't like to have to watch that type of football every week.
No.
And I wouldn't want to have a goth Clint Eastwood as a manager, but
Or a human fridge up front.
yeah,
No.
but I wouldn't have minded that little season in the Championship like they had.
No, they nearly stayed up as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
So they've gone for Bloomfield, formerly of Colchester.
Bloomfield, is that
Matt Bloomfield, that's his name, isn't
Okay,
it?
right.
And so I think he was Ainsworth's assistant, or played for him.
Okay.
Was a Wycombe player, gone to Colchester. You know,
There was this thing on the internet this week where it was like a video of Ainsworth's sort of farewell speech to his squad.
Oh yeah,
And it's like, watch this and try not to cry, no matter who you support. This is, and I watched it. It's like, it's rubbish. It's rubbish. Not
Right.
emotional. He's just sort of kind of choking up and can't really say it. Fine, but he doesn't say anything good. It's not inspiring. It's not anything. He just kind of doesn't know what to say.
right.
And then the rest of the team just sort of sit. I mean, what I know that's what they're supposed to do, but they just sit there. No one seems. I was just like, oh, I was disappointed by this.
This kind of become a thing, hasn't it? By the way, as a counterpoint, watch the Matt J interview and try not to cry. That's the real tearjerker. But it's become this weird thing. Dan's pulling a face.
Well, I didn't cry, and I did watch it, so.
Still crying now over here.
But I medically can't cry. That is a fact.
Is it?
Yes.
Um,
I can't remember, I don't know the name for it, but I've got something wrong with my eyes.
it's called watching in Exeter City for years and being blunted to the trauma.
I literally, my eyes cannot. I'm trying to treat it at the moment. We've got to put this. I've got this mask, right, that you put in the microwave.
Are you telling the truth here?
This is honestly true. I
Oh,
medically cannot cry. I got this mask that you put in the microwave, and it's full of little. It's like a sleep mask. It's full of little plastic balls.
Oh, yeah.
You heat it up, and you've got to stick it on your face for 8 minutes.
Right.
And that is something to do with like blocked something, oil and something like
dear.
that. Anyway, so but that wasn't the reason I didn't cry at the Ainsworth interview.
It was just
That's
rubbish.
because it was shit.
Anyway, there's become a kind of trend for like showing us inside the changing rooms.
Oh, I know it's coming. It's coming more and more.
It's rubbish. The poor fellas there, like they're just doing their job and they're judged on what happens on the pitch, not what happens in the
I
changing
know.
room. So do them a favour.
We could. This is part of a broader point about the state of football. I could talk about it for hours.
Yeah, I know, but I think that's rubbish. And so that whole thing was probably completely set up anyway, you know.
Well, if it was set up, he should have written a better speech.
Yeah, right, fair enough. Once more
Anyway,
into the
he's
breach, dear
gone.
friends.
He's gone.
He's gone. We won't see him maybe ever again.
Well, we probably will.
Yeah, he'll be at Lincoln in a week. So
He'll go back to Wycombe at some point, won't he? He's only young, remember?
he's only young. So I don't know how it works with the old new manager bounce. So Wycombe are very good at home, aren't they? That's worth saying. Like a really good.
They've had some they are basically, and they've had some really good results at home this season. They've been on a really good run until Peter Bloomfeld came in, or whatever his name is,
Yeah.
and they lost at the weekend, but not at home. But they did lose their first match of him in there.
Because new manager bounce isn't like with Coldwell. It's not like, oh, good, we can sort out what's gone before, which was rubbish. It's this guy's got to keep up with the expectations of the good thing that's gone
Well,
before.
no, but by the gravity dictates.
Yes.
You might get a bounce, but it's going to come back down again.
Yes. Yeah, that's true as
The
well.
bouncy ball will descend.
But it's not like they've got this guy in because he's going to sort out their problems. They had the guy that was sorting out their problems, and now he's gone. So
Well, yeah, but they haven't. Yeah, exactly. They didn't have any problems.
didn't have any problems.
Well, they did, but they were mostly to do with bolo ties and spurs on your boots, and they've solved them. So
Yeah, instant solving.
yeah.
I wonder if he'll do up his buttons more in London.
No, he's already in London,
Yeah.
and also, if anything, he's got a higher profile club. If anything, he's probably going to unbutton another one.
He's gone more.
Get an even bigger belt buckle.
Good grief. We've unleashed a monster.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, I'd like to see him wear a big leather duster on the, like a long duster coat on the
Sure.
sidelines.
Yeah. He's one step away from having his phone in a gun holster, isn't he?
Yeah, again, that would be another brilliant addition. Yeah.
Right,
Okay, that's the end of Ainsworth. We won't talk about him again now.
If we can go to Adams Park, which is a bit of a hard place to go at the moment, and get anything, that would be an excellent result.
Yeah, what you're saying is you take a draw.
I'd certainly take a draw.
Yeah, same.
Good team, in form, at home. we're a team trying to work out if we're in form or not. You know, the next step is the big one, isn't it? In a way.
Yeah.
What can we do?
We can put Kevin McDonald in that team.
Now, this will be interesting, won't it? Does Coldwell now
Yeah.
tinker?
I wouldn't be at all surprised if he does, to be honest, based on the kind of the opposition. You know, they are good at home. I think he'll not bottle it, but I think he'll be a bit defensive. We might see Gary Kite back in right back. I mean, I really hope that doesn't happen.
I don't think he'd do that, would he? I can
hope
understand
not.
you'd play different people.
Kite played really well in the weekend.
Well, you might play different people in the middle three, although I don't know who that is.
Yeah, when's Kyle Taylor come back?
When's Harper suspended until?
Well, that's it. It's only second.
One game.
It's only one game ban, wasn't it?
So he mightn't he?
Yeah, he might.
No, I wouldn't be. I'm not averse. Obviously, you got to make your own choices. It would just be a shame if he did something kind of mad.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see on that one.
Yeah.
I'd like to see the same team start again. I would get a bit of consistency.
Yeah.
Let them kind of settle into a set of people and a way of playing. You know?
Yeah, I agree.
But I'd be surprised.
Yeah. And then what about Blackman? Still out. He was there Saturday, like in his training gear, wasn't he?
He was on the bench.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been on the bench the last couple of games.
Yeah,
It was only that one that he wasn't. I don't know really.
Or is it that Woods is kind of...
Woods is doing well.
Well,
He wasn't tested at all at the weekend, but...
Well, in a way, it's harsh, isn't it? If you get a player in, because he's new in, of course, and you say, well, you'll get your opportunities, and he does get his opportunities, and as soon as the other fella's not injured anymore, you move him out. So
yeah.
I can see the logic.
Yeah.
As a goalkeeper, you know. Because otherwise you think, why would I stick here?
Yeah, maybe it's like we went back to the,
genuine competition for places.
when we had Ward and Maxted.
Yeah.
So I think I'll take both of these two over both of them two.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they were League 2 keepers. These are League 1 pushing Championship keepers, I'd say.
He's not tall, Gary Woods.
No, he's not. But then is that because we're used to looking at Blackman?
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's like on Saturday, is it because we're used to having him there? But I don't know. I'm not that worried about that position.
No.
I just think we've got two good options there, and we've seen them both put in some really good performances, and we haven't had any issues really of where I've been worried about the goalkeeper.
No. Now, James Scott didn't feature at the weekend.
No.
So
we didn't mention this, but the week before, one of our friends who watched the match said it's one of the worst performances he's seen from an Exeter City player.
Yeah.
The weekend, who was that against? Whoever that was last week. But that may be the case. But it's early days for him, isn't it? He hasn't played much football for a while. It might take him a while to get in. I don't think we could write him off just based on that.
No, I'm not. I'm just kind of intrigued.
Yeah,
by it, really.
maybe Coldwell might tinker him into the side.
Yeah. Well, I can really see the benefit if he's up to it of resting Stansfield or Nombe. If you're 2-0 up with 20 minutes to go, I can perfectly well see that, and he didn't do it. So
I think Nombe could do with a goal.
Yeah.
You know how he is. Like he's a kind of a purple patch player, isn't he? Yeah. When he scores, he tends to score keep scoring for a while, and it's been a while since he got a goal now, and I think he could just do with one to kind of maybe kickstart a little run again.
Still lacking Giovanni. Now I believe that court case is early next week. That's the scheduled, isn't it? Early March.
Wasn't it 8th of March or 6th of March or something?
So that would be next week.
Yeah, don't know.
So we wait and see on that again, but no word as yet.
No.
So on we trundle.
Yep.
So
Wickham next, and then there's another week in it. It was just normal Saturdays.
Which is normal for a while.
It's Lincoln the week after.
Lincoln the week after at home. Again, they're not. That would be another opportunity to get points at home.
Absolutely, and I think that'd why it'd be even given decent performances on Saturday and a win. That's why I think I'd be happy with a draw. Obviously, great if we can go there and win, but if we can go there and get a draw, I'd be really pleased.
Yeah.
Coming into another home game at the weekend that we can kind of try and build on that and kind of because then, like we've mentioned, when we get to April, things start getting a bit tricky.
End of March, really. Yeah. So it's not long. If we can have 50 on the board before that, That'd be absolutely mind-blowingly wonderful.
Yeah.
Like, it really would. I know at the moment we're in a bit of a malaise, but if you could have said to us back in August, you'll have 50 points on the board by the end of March, who wouldn't have bitten their hands
I don't
off?
think, and I think even where we are now, I know there's a bit context of how you go, and like you have dips and peaks and troughs and whatever, but I think we are bang mid-table, like almost exact. We're 12th, aren't we? So it's right in the middle.
Yeah.
And if you could have said at the end of February we'll be in 12th, I think at any point from the moment we got promoted last season to now, if you'd said that was the case, every Exeter City fan would be happy with that.
Yep, that's absolutely right. So yeah, we got to remember that, haven't we? In the context, it was a barren run. Hopefully, this is the start. Something a bit more positive.
Can I just comment on this quickly,
please?
You know they do those videos when they show the players walking in, slow motion, kind of waving.
Yeah.
I was trying to count. I can't remember exactly how many it was, but I was watching them walking in. Every single one of them was wearing a black leather rucksack.
Really?
It's such a weird thing for footballers now. Like, I know all kind of fashion is a bit homogenised now or whatever, but it's like, literally, watch it. The only one who's not is... And then you got the little wash bag. That's been a thing for a while, but like everyone black leather rucksack, backpack.
What's in there?
Haversack. What are they? Why do people call it that?
I don't know.
You ever heard that?
Yeah. What's in it, though?
What's in it?
Well, they're wearing their training. They're wearing their City hoodies and that, right?
Yeah.
They're not bringing their own kit to the game.
No. What's in there?
What's in there?
You know, moleskin.
What, a power bank for your phone? Like, what's in there?
Yeah, power bank, sunglasses case, bottle of water.
And also, their cars right there. They park in that car park, which is approximately 50... I know you don't want to run out in your kit to get your... You know, at 10 to 3, run out in your kit to get... You've forgotten something.
Yeah.
What's in their bag?
Phone charger.
You don't need it.
Snacks.
No. I don't think they need anything.
Well, Hartridge agrees because he's only got a little wash bag on him.
Fair dues. I've always liked him.
What's he got in that? What's he got in there?
He's got... I tell you what he's got. A very firm bristle brush for getting, you know, cleansing.
Mud off his boots.
Getting mud off his... He uses the same brush for his boots and his face.
Yeah.
And also an apple.
Same brush he uses to clear out the barn.
And an apple.
Yeah.
That's it.
Some Swarfiga.
What's Swarfiga? What's that?
Swarfiga. It's like industrial kind of like soap. With grit in it.
Oh, yeah, that. Yeah, exactly that.
I think Swarfiga's a brand name, but you know.
He's using that.
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah.
He lives in a sea-tick lifestyle. Sleeps on a bed of nails.
Yeah.
The works.
I like to think he sleeps in the kind of mezzanine part of a barn.
Yeah.
On the hay, in the hayloft, yeah.
You're probably right.
Anyway, just noticed it. Leather backpacks.
Oh, that's interesting. Do you remember when James Maddison had that expensive see-through one? Do you ever see that?
Well, you could have... What's in it then? Surely we know now if he does see-through bag.
He wasn't going to the game. It was like
somewhere else.
Out in town, and someone had taken a photo. Paparazzi had taken a photo of him, and they were like, "This rucksack's worth £800, and it looks like absolute garbage." And you had to agree.
Right.
It's a thing, isn't it? I mean, I guess you got all this money, and you have to wear a football kit almost all of the time. So you
you have to turn up in your sort of training.
You
stylize
however you can, don't you?
Yeah, trainers, bags,
hair.
sunglasses. Yeah.
Then you'll go to this guy in Exmouth, don't they? You been noticing this?
What, the hairdresser?
Yeah. They've all got the same hairdresser.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Marley someone. They're always sharing it on Instagram. Marley think he's done me hair.
I was looking for different hairdressers.
But he's not your style, I got to say.
Cut, right? And there's loads of them out there. They're all the same. And I don't want any of these. Did notice that one place had cut Josh Key's hair. Yeah,
I don't think Josh Key's going to the meeting in Exmouth.
I didn't go to him. I ended up going to a place called Male Focus. Shout out to them. It's a funny name, but I liked it there.
And it does what it says on the tin, presumably.
Yeah. Give me a coffee.
If a woman comes in,
now.
They're like,
they wash your hair. They wash your hair, right? Have you ever been to hairdressers where they wash your hair?
I think it's pretty clear I have not.
Well, I've only ever done it a couple of times. I've been to a place where they kind of like, wash your hair for you. And the first time I went, I was like, are you supposed to close your eyes? Because like I didn't want to do it, and it looked like people going, "Oh, look at him, he's enjoying himself." Like, I didn't want to look like too blissed out.
indulged.
And I was like, I don't know if you're supposed to do it.
So what do you do? Kept
Turns
them
out
open,
I just kept him open like the whole time, like I was being tortured. But then I asked a few people around, and apparently, it's totally normal to close your eyes when you have it. But I don't know.
like a Clockwork Orange.
Tell you what, it hurts your neck on that weird sink as well.
I bet.
Yeah.
That's why Hartridge just sticks his straight in the sheep dip. Doesn't he?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
Yeah. Good enough for the sheep, good enough for me.
Washes his hair with beer like Michael Winner.
Oh yeah, we were talking about this the other day. My father-in-law washed his hair with bathroom cleaning bleach the other day by accident. It's never looked so good.
His wife loved it, right?
She was
Loved the
like, "What have you
results.
done? Your hair looks really good." And he's like, "I don't know. She used that new thing you bought."
Yeah.
Turned out it was like Jif.
Any pentapeptides in there?
I had no idea. He's living the dream.
Anyway, what? I think we've said all we need to say.
I think we probably have. Yeah, male focus.
Yeah.
Got it all. Male
Free advertising, but
Is it
fair enough.
focus or focused?
Focus.
Male focus.
Yeah, Longbrook Street. Check it out.
All right. They got your photo in the window. Dan from the Big Bang Theory got his haircut here.
They didn't even take a photo of my haircut, but fair enough. It was just like I've got shit hair.
The place I go for a while was taking photos of everyone's haircut. Everyone's except mine. It'd literally be like, "Can we take your hair? Yeah. Can we take your haircut? Yeah. John, you all right there? Come on, you just cut it.
None taken.
None taken. It's
Then that means it's just 100% down to your face, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Doesn't fit the part. It's like I had a real throwback to when I was at school when I was 13, and my mum's mate Anne would come round to cut my entire family's hair. My mum, my dad, and me, all three of us, one price, £5 for all of us, right?
Yeah.
And to be honest, she ripped us off because my hair was awful. And Anne's daughter, Paula, was at our school. And one day she went like, "Your hair looks awful." And I was like, "Your mum cut it." And she was like, "That's why she doesn't cut mine." And I was like, "What am I up to? What am I doing here?"
She's done you there.
Done me. Proper.
We used to go to the place in the Guildhall called the Barber Shop, I think it's called.
The barber shop.
And
How did they come up with these
the only
names?
thing I remember about that is they had a Clicks coffee machine. Remember them?
Oh, yeah.
Little beige cups.
Nice.
Yeah.
We had nothing except poor haircuts. For a while, my mum looked like Johnny Ramone, but that's by the by. So, thanks a lot, Aaron.
All right. Okay.
Thanks for listening,
here.
everyone. No, leave it at that. I think I've overshared.
No.
Thanks for listening, everyone. My name's John. I'm here with my friend and colleague, Dan.
Cheers.
See you soon.